County. And pretty much just right from the get-go, you jump out to 3 runs in the first inning, which has kind of been the Harris County MO this year. Y'all have jumped out first in, I think, all but one game maybe.
I got 1 or 2 now, I think it is.
But
we've jumped out, like you said.
But what the biggest thing was Fisher Cantrell. What can you say? I mean, first inning you get 1, 2, 3, then the shutdown after y'all get to 3. Let's talk a little bit about Fisher, his aggressiveness tonight, and just how he looked overall.
I mean, obviously with your pitchers, man, if they can throw strikes like we preached last week, is just pound the zone, and let your defense work. And that's what he did. He just threw a lot of strikes early tonight, and then we helped him out with a big spot in the first, and that's always good when you go to shutdown inning, like you said, and then you come out and throw a lot of strikes.
And then you answer that with another 2 runs, jump out to a quick 5-0. I really felt in the first inning, it wasn't really the strikeouts. It was you had the first pitch of the game was a ground ball to second, made the routine play. Then the last one was a fly ball to right, which is an absolute booger early in the game. And Cold Angel finds a way to track the ball. Great outfielder, follow the ball through, but in the sun. And it's like those are kind of the plays that lately has gone against Harris County. And it's like, hey, maybe today's a little different. Then you get in the 3 spot, then you don't allow. You have this shutdown inning, and Fisher was rolling. Let's talk about aggressiveness on the offensive side. Y'all a little bit different, it looked like. Y'all were attacking early in the count, a lot of early in the count hits, big hits, and even on the base pass. Is that something y'all talked about coming into the game, aggressiveness?
Well, I mean, baseball players and coaches, everybody's superstitious as can be. So what we did today was we hit BP on the field. And we were able to watch it a little bit more and see what was going on. And then we preached attack the fastball. And we did that early. I thought we got a little away from it late, but attacking fastballs was huge.
Yeah, I mean, y'all were hitting the ball well. Pierce with the early in the count. It's before we could even get what happened to the last batter. We're already back in action. Profit with a huge triple to really pump the dugout up. That dugout hadn't been that loud and excited in a while. And then Elder, I mean, as soon as it seemed like Pierce got his little celebration done, bam, we're right back to action. And, it was great to see. Speaking of superstition, I saw he went with a gold hoodie a little bit today. A lot of mixing it up. And, hey, it pays off. We'll roll with it for a while as long as you can. You didn't just lull yourself through the game. And we talked earlier with Fisher. I believe it was 15 strikeouts.
Right. 15 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 hit. Like I said, he pitched well. He threw a lot of strikes, and that is huge. And that's what we asked for. I mean, if he can do that and we can score, and make the routine play, then it's a bonus.
I think with high school baseball, and it's kind of like even in college don't have it, where you just start playing games. And for this schedule that y'all have this year, you're throwing Fisher and Malstoff and Horton. They're going up against elite high school talent with 7A schools and Columbus High School, and even Brookstone is the top private school in the state.
Right.
And there's no spring training in high school ball. You go right to these games. And for somebody like Fisher and Malstoff, they haven't had that, where in the majors you get your spring training. In the professional ball, where it seemed like this is his game, where he's kind of over that hump. He's worked it out. He's worked out his pitch count. And now he goes for a full 7 innings.
Yeah.
He dominates all 7. A little shaky into 7th, but that's what you expect with going that long. But he showed he could do that. And I think for his confidence, this was a huge game getting ready for region play, which ain't really that far away.
No, I mean, March 12th, we open up with Northside. So we've got a couple more games until then. And like you said, too, the other part is you don't have a spring training. and with new people coming in, it's a new philosophy, it's new ideas. And it takes a minute. I mean, I wish it didn't take 7 games, but it takes a minute. And the other part is we played well at times.
Right.
We put more zeros on the board lately. It's just we have a 1 inning or 2 innings to get to us.
Yeah, the clean defense.
Yeah.
The one error was kind of a thrown error on stolen base, but that game was already kind of stretched out at that point. Where that's why the importance, I was saying early on, seeing the routine play, I don't think people understand the confidence that gives everybody on the team is, okay, it wasn't me, but we're good. Everything's fine today. We got the play in right field with the sun. And then, the defense played great all game. I think, I know Hudson Clark had a ball hit to left field that he had to track down a little bit later on in the game. But it was clean. Elder at short had a clean game.
Yeah, we had a relay in the outfield. The kid hit a triple.
A good old-fashioned 8-4-5 put out on the ball hit out to the gap, which that was usually for Franks getting that ball. That's a long throw for a second baseman to make it from the right center field to third.
And the other part of that is and you called some guys' names out there, and we talked about this before we came on, is It's going to take everybody.
Right.
We have 23 guys on this team, and it's going to take all 23. And whether they play today, like we talked about, or they play tomorrow, at some point they have a role that they have to play. And if we can get them to understand that and do that as a team player, we're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, baseball, basketball gets where you get the 5 guys and they can roll, especially in high school, we've seen them not even make substitutions, just rolling the same. But in baseball, you got people who certain role, and, maybe as a 15, 16-year-old kid, you don't understand. My role is I'm cover a lot of ground in the outfield.
Right.
And use that strength. Use that that's how you get out there. And when you get your number called, make a play.
Yeah.
Go make the play. And that's what, you mentioned 23 kids, but that's 23 different personalities and different styles you have at doing things. Where we've seen, Colt Kennedy make plays in right field in the past. Well, tonight he's on the base pass.
Right.
Using his speed, using his ability that way. Athleticism is,
Exactly.
what he's known for. And then, it gave people like Colt Angel the chance in the outfield today, but we know just as much next week is a whole different cast of characters could roll in the corner outfields.
Yes. And that's the thing is like tonight, Kennedy's job was to run the bases. And he was the first man up right whenever, one of the catcher or Fisher didn't hit, but when the catcher got on, his first one up to get his helmet on to get ready to go.
Yeah.
And he did that well. And that's what you want. You need guys to step up and do that. And then Hayek got in there too as a pinch runner, and he did his job. So, like I said, it's coming. It's coming. It's just taking a little bit of time, and they'll get it.
Yeah, you mentioned Hayek coming in as a base runner, and right after that, when Colt Angel scored, we had a little bit of a collision at the plate. Just when the ball runner all met at the same time, unavoidable. But how happy you think that catcher was at Russell County that Hayek wasn't the guy coming down the line?
I think we need to do a better job of it, and that's our fault to some degree. Is we need to do a better job of when we have those type plays. The guy on deck or the guy that just scored is to turn around, and now he's already scored. Now we're into the game differently.
Right.
He needs to be able to push or pull one way or the other, and I think the throw took him up the line.
Right.
If we move and have somebody directing traffic, maybe we slide in safe there, but. Great throw by the center fielder and just bad luck on our end.
Yeah, I mean, if Colt takes a step to the left, then he come in with a hand. But, that's one of the other things that comes with experience. When you're playing younger guys, you might not get some of them things. Or even, as you mentioned before, you have older guys with not the experience part of it. And that just comes with the experience, and you expect that now. It's a teaching point. You have something to go off of.
Well, we had a 2-out hit. No, excuse me, not a 2-out hit. We had a hit with Mills today that scored 2 RBIs in, I think, the first or second inning. And he's coming along, obviously, for a catcher back there catching, too, taking a beating. And, obviously, any contribution that he can do is a bonus because he is so good behind there. And, obviously, Fisher throwing strikes and the whole team. And Brendan Horton had a base hit at night. Dejon Elder had a hit. T.J. Franks, I think, had a hit. Pierce had the triple. I mean, it's contagious, and that's a good thing.
Joel Rogers made a great play on the ball tailing away at first base.
Yes.
A wicked little foul ball, which, as I mentioned, that's not something you can get with a fungo. You never see a ball tailing away from a right-hander on a jam shot. And then he was on base a couple times. Rogers was, which, you see everybody contribute, and that amounts to a 10-1 win. Yeah. And, that's a coaching point on some of these things is even when you win, you still have things like, hey, we can still tighten up on these. Yeah. And now, we might have left this game a little bit sooner when you're getting out of here. But, there's no way to teach how to win. You just have to do it.
Well, you just keep preaching it. You keep talking about it. You have games like this. You make routine plays. It's contagious again.
Yeah.
To where you all. What we did a good job tonight was we scored early. We pitched well. But we didn't let off. We may have had one inning there, the third maybe the fourth, but we added on other runs, and that's huge.
Oh, absolutely. And just the team waiting on Fisher. I know you was on the field when Fisher finally got into the clubhouse. You could hear everybody just erupting when he walked in. It's a winning unifies. I mean, that's when you're going bad, everybody just wants to get out here and go to San Marcos and get home and get into bed.
We put it on our locker room door. We put a piece of tape up there, and I wrote it up there, and it's the old saying that unity promotes success.
Yeah.
And we put beside that, I think it was do your job, and it was routine is routine.
There you go.
If we can take care of those 3 things, like we did tonight, we're pretty successful.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned before how close you've been to these games this year before. The Columbus game, I think about right off the bat, the first game leading, then the routine play gets away from you, and next thing you know, you're down. And it's like that one play each game where if that play don't happen, and now now the players know we can make them plays. We can play a clean game. We can rock and roll through this thing and get out of here with a win. And mentioned next we got you got Sly County this week. The next week you play East Coweta, Sly, and Shaw.
Correct.
And that finishes out non-region play. So, just as easy as you lose games in a row, you can go on a little bit of a run here, getting ready. And I've always said, in every sport it seems, we played Northside as the first region game or early. And I personally think I like them games later, But with it being baseball, you do have it seems like a long non-region. Right. And maybe it's just a little longer this season than before. But, getting Northside and how important those games are, getting out to not because it's Northside, sure, because you need to jump out to a lead in region play.
Well, the thing is baseball is baseball.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you play. In our schedule from the top coming to this point, and including Russell County, they are a top program. They got a lot of good players, and then it's not going to change. Region play is going to do the exact same thing. Whether we play them early or we play them late, you still got to play it. And we need to work on ourselves.
Yeah.
We can work on ourselves and continue getting better. Everything else will take care of itself.
Right. I don't think, in football, for example, you scout and report and you want to see who's doing what. But it don't matter to me in the baseball term of it. If Harris County takes care of Harris County in the region play, I believe we can hang with anybody in the region.
Yeah. Routine's routine.
Yeah.
If you're doing that right there, you play the game of baseball. It has not changed ever, and it's not going to change. The key is runs, outs, and throwing strikes.
It's just simple as that.
It's that simple. We make it hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, last time we had this conversation, it was a whole different feel. Yeah. We kept talking. You talked about how close. And I'm excited. I'm happy for you getting your first win here, especially the team. These kids, I've known a lot of these kids for a few years out here with this, and being able to see them jump out of that clubhouse and having fun, and that really means a lot. And it means that's confidence, and I can see the confidence brewing already, but they just had to finish it off. Caden Mills hitting the ball extremely well. He had the big hit early in the game. Correct. It scared me a little bit trying to stretch it out to a double. We got to remember he's a catcher sometimes. He forgets that sometimes when he's out there. But great game top to bottom. As we said, Fisher, 15 strikeouts. I think that was leadership on his part. Just put the team on his back. Hey, if you get one run, I'll make it stand. If you get 10, even better. Great performance. Coach, congratulations on your first win. Wednesday, road game. I think next home game will be next Wednesday with Sly.
It's a road game this Wednesday, yes, and then it's East Coweta on the road, and then, yes, Sly will be back here.
Sly, so be out there. We'll not be broadcasting the Wednesday game. We'll be back broadcasting the Shaw game that Friday. So be sure to come out to the ballpark, pack it out. Yes. Let's go. I will say tomorrow is the Lead 8 girls basketball.
Yeah, cheer them on.
Come pack out that gym. It gets loud in there. Last season, I believe it was the second round, we had a baseball game in the dugout. You could hear the gym.
That's awesome.
Getting going. So we're going to need that energy again tomorrow night. Let's pack it out for Coach Ram as them girls try to make it to the Final Four. Again, Coach, man, I can't tell you how happy I am for you and your boys to get this win tonight. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.